Hello and welcome to See Africa TV. I'm your host, bringing you the stories shaping Nigeria and the continent today. Before we begin, this report is based on verified media sources and ongoing developments. Some details may evolve as new information emerges. Today, we look at three major stories shaking Nigeria: coup rumors, protests over the detention of Nnamdi Kanu, and fresh international concern over Christian killings. First, the coup rumor. Nigeria's defense headquarters has denied reports of an attempted coup, saying recent arrests within the army were rude disciplinary actions, not evidence of a plot. The federal government backed that statement, assuring citizens that democracy remains intact. Security analyst Femi Dare says a coup in today's Nigeria is impossible, given the strong civic awareness and ECOWAS pressure against military takeovers. But the timing of the rumor has raised questions. Who benefits from creating panic, and why now?
Like they say, there's no smoke without fire most of the time, but from what we know in Africa, in recent development, and by our level of sophistication and civilization, I don't think it's what we should have be thinking about at this time. There's no military personnel that would, in all sense of, reasonableness, think he can, propagate a coup in Nigeria. Because Nigeria right now is even going beyond the issue of having a coup. Yes, there's no doubt about it. People, there'll always be resistance, people trying to instigate the state against the government and all of that. And, some people might just feel they can take advantage of the current hardship in the country to initiate suggestions of coup, but I don't think that is a reality. It's not something that can happen. So the narrative will always come. Yeah, there's a coup attempt. There's, especially when it gets to, political, the more you get to a political election period, major presidential election period, you're bound to hear a whole lot of stuff, back and forth stories that will just try to, discredit the current government or try to propagate the new government and ideas like that. I don't think that's something we should take very seriously. We have more serious things to deal with as a people and as a country than to believe that a coup at this time is what Nigeria needs. It's not going to succeed because the people themselves would not accept it. The West African nations will not accept it. The AU will not accept it. The recent coup that we experienced in Madagascar today, it has not been accepted. So I don't think that is, an issue of that we should really be worried about how people think about Nigeria, the military coup at this point, to be honest.
Next, protests in Abuja. Security forces fired tear gas and water cannons to disperse demonstrators, demanding the release of Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. The protests turned chaotic as police made arrests across the city. Kanu faces terrorism and treason charges, but his supporters insist he is a political prisoner. A recent court again denied his request for bail, deepening anger among his followers. Observers say the confrontation between protesters and security forces reflects Nigeria's deeper struggles with justice, identity, and state authority.
Free Nnamdi Kanu now! 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 Don't tear gas us! Free Nnamdi Kanu now! Don't tear gas us! Don't tear gas us! You not tear gas us! You are right to protest! Don't tear gas us! Free Nnamdi Kanu now!
Nnamdi Kanu now. Sit.
Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Let's go to beggar. Nnamdi Kanu now. 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 United can never be defeated. The people united can never be defeated. You are alive. Nnamdi Kanu now. Nnamdi Kanu now. Nnamdi Kanu now. Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi.
Now, Europe reacts. A European lawmaker, Dominic Tarczynski, has raised alarm over what he calls targeted killings of Christians in Nigeria. He told the European Parliament that over 17,000 Christians have been killed since 2019, and more than 7,000 just this year.
Yes, it's really, truly a tragedy what is happening in Nigeria. Just this year alone, 7,000 Christians have been killed by Boko Haram, an Islamic terrorist organization. Just on Ash Wednesday this year, we had a priest kidnapped and murdered, and another 54 Christians martyred on Palm Sunday. There's 35 Christians a day being murdered in Nigeria by an Islamic terrorist organization. The Biden administration removed that designation of a country of particular concern for Nigeria. President Trump had put that designation on them in his first term, and I'm urging Secretary Rubio to bring that designation back because it is certainly warranted. We need to stand up for these Christians who are being murdered in Nigeria.
The Nigerian government rejects those claims, calling them false and misleading. Analysts argue that much of the violence is tied to land disputes, banditry, and weak policing, not purely religion. Still, the scale of bloodshed has drawn global concern and calls for accountability. Beyond these stories, the violence continues. In May, gunmen ambushed travelers on the Okigwe-Owerri Highway, killing more than 30 people and burning vehicles. In northern Nigeria, clashes between herders and farmers have killed hundreds, with many victims from Christian farming communities. These tragedies reveal how insecurity, ethnicity, and religion overlap to create a complex national crisis. In summary, Nigeria faces a battle of narratives: government versus opposition, unity versus regional frustration, truth versus perception. Without transparency and justice, rumors and fear will fill the void. And that is the danger. Silence breeds chaos. Thank you for watching See Africa TV. If this report informed or inspired you, please like this video, share it, and subscribe for more deep coverage of Africa's changing realities. Tell us in the comments. Do you think the coup rumor was just a distraction? Was the Abuja protest justified? And is Nigeria doing enough to protect its citizens? Your voice matters. Stay informed. Stay courageous. I'm your host, and this is See Africa TV, bringing Africa's stories to you, unfiltered.